Another really nice new thing is master clip effects. If we take this particular edit, you notice it's basically 3 shots. There was a shot of me, shot of the other guy whose name's Ringo, then me, then Ringo. Basically all the shots of me came from exactly the same clip. If I right click and say reveal in project, it pulls it up in the project window. I can double click on it, puts it up in the source. Now what I can do is I can add an effect to the clip before I shove it onto the timeline. If I go to the effects controls, you'll notice I've got a heading there that says master. And I'm just going to go and find a 3-way color corrector, throw it in there and do a bit of color correcting, a bit bluer maybe. I want to add a bit more contrast in, so I'm going to use the levels to do that. Maybe bring up the midtones or bring down the midtones a bit. And I'm going to take a bit of saturation out of the shadows and a bit more saturation in the midtones. So I've fiddled with the effect and given it a different look. Come to the timeline and those clips all have that look. Because I've gone to the original master clip in the bin and put the effect on there, it's now affected every single clip. Which if you do things like multi-camera shoots where you've got to do the edit and then color correct everything afterwards, you can suddenly see how much of a time saver that would be. When I'm on the timeline, I can still get at the master clip effect. So if I select a clip on the timeline here, you notice I've got 2 tabs in the effects window. It's got the one that says sequence 2. Name of my sequence is sequence 2 with the clip name. That's the one that's selected, and that's the one that if I do anything here is affecting the clip. But if I click on master, it gets me to the master clip effect, which I could adjust and say I've really made that a bit too blue, let's tone that down a bit. I also had a problem here as well where I obviously didn't set the tripod up properly because of the blooming jaunty angle. It was deliberate. I use these clips for training and showing off lots of bad things. So I'm going to add another effect to sort that out, and again it's going to affect the clip all the way through. I'm going to use the transform effect. So here under the regular distort group is a thing called transform. If I drop that on the clip, actually that's basically the same kind of stuff that you can do in the motion part. It's exactly the same stuff as that, but it's an effect which either I can apply here to a master clip or I can stick somewhere else in the list. Just going to make sure I tick uniform scale to keep that going. And all I really want to do here is to rotate it a bit. 3 degrees. Oh, I think I've got there. I need to expand it slightly. Here we are. I've probably straightened that up enough. Come to the other shots and they're all straight. Now I've got 2 effects on there. It's all still playing it back in real time thanks to my fancy graphics card, but I've now got 2 effects which have just been directly applied to that one clip as opposed to having to go through the others. It's called a master clip effect and it's jolly nice.